Hello. Julie and I thought we would do some reflection on Elevate last week. We both had a really good time. Very, very popular show. Really good to be there. And Lucy and her team did a fantastic job. It was brilliant. So, Jules, talk to me. What were your highlights from Elevate?
Yeah, what a fantastic couple of days. And firstly, the voice has come back, which is always a good thing. Um, there were so many key takeaways, David. And I think firstly, the build up seemed so much bigger this year,
Mm.
in terms of the connections that were being made, the conversations that started at ActiveNet and then coming forward to Elevate. There was a real momentum behind it this year. And like I say, for 2 days, non-stop talking, which I know I can do quite well, but the really, really great, valuable, meaningful conversations, which, I'm really excited about the follow-up, actually. So that was one of the key areas for me. What about you, David?
Well, I guess for me, I tend, because you're doing such a good job around Active Insight now, I tend to talk to people about ActiveNet, which, from our point of view, we've got a great relationship with Elevate. We've co-sponsored the drinks in the afternoon of the first day, got together with a lot of good contacts, both people we know and actually, more importantly, people we don't. Had some great meetings on the stands. There's probably 2 or 3 brand new suppliers coming to Scotland on the 25th of September at CREEF. So that was really positive from my point of view. But I think it's also about just those continuations of conversations and linking people together. I met with one of our operator partners and I just met somebody on a new stand and thought, actually, that works. So I'm going to take them over and introduce them. So it was almost like an ActiveNet at Elevate. It was really good. And I think the other bit for me, as I really enjoyed delivering some of the sessions in the theatres around. I chaired one for swimming. I chaired one for participation, moving communities, doing our bit, and the Active Practice Charter. And it was really interesting to get some great conversations out of people. But I'm going to challenge myself next year, because I think my observation was there's an awful lot of people with an awful lot of years service in our sector speaking. And I think we need a really good blend between experience, competence, and age, and all that vitality and thought that youth brings. So I'm going to challenge myself next year if we're involved. And I
Okay.
want to get some more younger people in the theatres.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. And there are plenty of incredible people in our industry. I mean, again, you come away from something like Elevate and you can't help but smile and just feel incredibly positive, because you think, wow, everyone in that exhibition hall is all there for the right reasons. So again, to bring more expertise and different perceptions to really challenge that thought leadership is really exciting, isn't it? I mean, the panels we were a part of, we were obviously delivering two and then got to be on the panels for the other two. A real noticeable shift, I would say. And again, we saw this back at ActiveNet in March with one of the breakout sessions around data-driven decisions. I was delivering a session around customer experience and data, which are the two that go hand in hand, obviously, with Active Insight. And they were really well attended. And lots of people hanging back afterwards to have conversations about, well, what about this? How can I take that? And what we really tried to do in our harnessing data to drive the customer experience forwards, which we delivered in partnership with 4Global and UK Active, was take all of this wonderful data that we have from the consumer engagement work that UK Active are doing. 4Global have obviously plenty of data as well in our own insights. But we lifted it, we took it off the slide, and we really tried to apply it so that operators could leave feeling empowered and think, yep, I understand what I'm going to do with this data. And that was a theme really that ran through the Sleepers to Keepers session. Obviously I got to be a part of the Explore session where we were talking about new member acquisition. And then obviously we got to close the show with omni-channel and hybrid fitness. So it was fantastic. So yeah, really, really positive. Great to be part of the panels. And I know that yours were well attended as well.
Yeah, they were actually. I was really surprised, but it was, for me, it was interesting when we talked about participation. It's actually more health-related colleagues that we were having conversations with, not necessarily leisure centre facility operators. So that was a really interesting, because we had to pivot the conversation a little bit during the actual session, but it was worthwhile. So, Jules, we're getting over Elevate. We've all got our voices back. We've started to make those connections and reinforce those connections that we made. What's next on the agenda?
Right, well, all eyes now turn to the Independent Gym Summit, which is 3rd of July up in Solihull. And we will be joining UK Active again as part of the Sweat Conference taking place there. And we'll also be back with Explore delivering the session that we've just delivered back at Elevate. And of course, you know, with all of these panels, I mean, there was such a fantastic agenda for 2 days. You couldn't be in all places. So what we're actually doing with the sessions we delivered, we'll be delivering some online live streams where you can get the highlights from the Sleepers to Keepers session, from the harnessing data to drive the customer experience. And for anyone who would like to register for the Explore report that is coming out later this year, I'll pop a link into the chat below and you can pre-register there for the first view. So all eyes on independence. And then believe it or not, David, it'll be Scotland. And what's going to happen in Scotland?
Absolutely. But let's not forget independence. We've got the private sector ActiveNet on the 29th of January at Stansted at Radisson again. So yeah, lots coming up. Jules, really good to catch up. Thank you for your reflections. Really powerful.
Thanks, David.
See you soon. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.